explode with questions and concerns about parenting, education, and what is right for you and your child.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Mindful Mummies podcast. I'm Bree.
And I'm Stina.
And we're sisters-in-law with backgrounds in education, and combined we have 5 very busy boys.
Our hope is to create a community for parents where we can learn, laugh, and support each other.
We'll be joined by special guests who inspire us and bring different perspectives to the table.
Thanks for joining us. I first met Danica on the school grounds at our children's school. She was decked out in rain gear and riding her amazing electric bike. I had heard about her from a mutual friend who had recommended I follow her on Instagram. We immediately hit it off and realized we had a ton in common. From both being teachers to living a few blocks apart, to mutual friends, and figuring out that I used to work at a Vancouver restaurant with her sister years ago. Since then, I have loved following Danica on Instagram and learning so much about her passion for clean beauty and healthy living. She inspires me every day to get moving, take care of myself, and do fun things with my family. Danica was born and raised in Vancouver, BC, Canada. She was immersed in an active lifestyle from a very young age, spending time walking in the forest and skiing on the mountains. Her awareness grew into a passion for fitness related to health, and she went on to complete a Bachelor of Science in Exercise and Health Physiology at the University of Calgary. Danica became a mother in 2014, and she became acutely aware of what she was putting in her body and on her body to protect her baby. As she began to do more research, she realized that it was extremely difficult to understand ingredient labels and the safety of personal care products and cosmetics. She was introduced to Beautycounter in 2016, and she felt a great sense of relief knowing that she could use products on herself and her family that were not going to harm their health, and she no longer needed to read the label. She felt compelled to join the mission to get safer products into the hands of everyone, and within a year became a founding member of the company. Along with teaching elementary health and physical education in Vancouver, Danica also runs a business with Beautycounter educating about ingredient safety in personal care products, advocating for more health protective regulations in Canada, and mentoring a team of like-minded, passionate women. Danica hopes to be able to share what she has learned throughout her education and experience about active living, healthy habits, and clean beauty.
Hi Danica, welcome to the Mindful Mummies podcast. Thanks so much for being here. We're super excited to talk to you about clean beauty and Beautycounter, and I have to admit, I just officially 3-4 days ago received my Beautycounter, and I love it. This is honestly we are not being paid to do this.
No.
We're actually genuinely interested in what Danica has to say, and I genuinely really love the products that you sent me. So yeah. And it's not like you sent us anything for free. Well, you did. You added a little something special in our package, but this is not like, this is totally genuine. We are not being paid to promote Beautycounter right now, and I want everyone to know that the products are actually beautiful, and so we're excited to chat with you.
Thank you for having me, Bree and Stina, especially in this crazy time. And I know we have a little friend with us today.
We do.
Which we just have to go with what's working for our families right now. So I'm really excited to share some helpful information with your listeners today. I'm hoping that I can shed a little bit of light on what's happening in the beauty industry these days and our regulations in Canada, not to bore anybody or overwhelm everybody, but just to give you a little bit of information. And then hopefully some helpful tips so that when you're out shopping for baby products or personal care products for yourselves or your families, that you can choose products with safer ingredients.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Awesome. So just before we get into all of that, how are you doing trying to work at home right now during COVID-19? How's it going?
Well, if everybody could see me right now, I'm sitting in a tiny little closet with Christmas decorations to hide from my children and to be quiet while they're trying to have a nap. So it's been pretty crazy. My husband's working from home and I'm working from home with our 2 young children. So our daughter's in kindergarten and our son is 2. The 2-year-old, as you 2 know, is a big handful. And so it's pretty crazy. There's been, I would admittedly, a lot of yelling in the house. We're trying to find a schedule that works, but nothing seems to really stick.
No, I know, right? It's you have all these plans and thinking I'm going to be able to do this today. I'm going to get up and teach my kid how to do this, and it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I felt yesterday I ended the day going, wow, like what did I do for my children today? Like nothing.
I still get that Monday morning feeling. So even though, schedules, there's like this feeling of Groundhog Day. And yet every Monday morning I wake up with that same kind of energetic enthusiasm that Bree, you were just saying, like, I'm like, okay, yeah, this week is going to be great. And this week we're not going to yell. And this week we're going to teach our kids. And then, by Friday it's
time to pour the wine.
Yeah. You know what? Every day is a new day. We wake up and try again each day.
Yeah.
But it's pretty crazy times. We've got our husbands working from home too, and why the baby's here right now, because there's a meeting happening, and
we're in our car.
We're sitting in our car trying to
hiding from our children.
Make this happen. Oh man! So, do you want to tell us? I mean, a little bit about your journey to working for Beautycounter and how you got started and.
Sure. You shared a little bit about my background already, but I did grow up with a passion and an interest in health since I was quite young. That came from my parents too. And then I went on in university to do my first degree in health and exercise physiology, thinking that I would go down a different path. I never anticipated that I'd become a teacher, but I'm really happy that I did. I love the education piece. So right now I teach health and physical education in an elementary school in Vancouver, and I really love that job. And when I became pregnant with my daughter, my first child, I started to hear kind of rumblings. This was, I guess, about 7 years ago. And I started to hear rumblings from other friends who I looked at as being healthy, who would say like, oh, don't buy any products with parabens in them. And I thought, oh, okay. I didn't know why. I just knew to kind of look for that somewhere on the label. And so when I started looking at labels and then turning over and trying to read the ingredients, I was really overwhelmed. And I was quite anxious when I was pregnant with my first child and, wanted to do all the things right and, not eat the foods that the doctor said you shouldn't eat when you're pregnant. And my naturopath told me to avoid certain ingredients in products I put on my skin. And so when I started reading the labels, I just realized I didn't understand the labels. Like I didn't understand what the words meant. They were super long and confusing. And I would spend 30 to 45 minutes in the store trying to decipher this. And I remember at one point thinking, doesn't anybody else worry about this? Like, am I the only one standing here thinking about this stuff? And then fast forward, when my daughter was 2, I was introduced to Beautycounter through a good friend from university. And she just said, oh, I think this company just came to Canada and I think it's right up your alley. They've banned, I think at the time it was about 1,400 ingredients from their products. And I just kind of gave a little like, hallelujah. I was like, thank goodness. Somebody out there was thinking the same thing I was. Mm-hmm. And now this company's done the research and I don't have to stress anymore. And so that's kind of how I got involved in that.
Okay. Awesome. So you work teaching part-time and then Beautycounter part-time. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I teach part-time right now and I'm the director of my department. And then Beautycounter started out 4 years ago, very part-time. Wasn't even a business when I started. And now I would say it's more full-time hours. So I kind of have a job and a half plus 2 children. Wow.
And you're like an athlete. You're constantly working out and getting active and biking everywhere.
That's just to manage the excess energy that I have and the anxiety that I have. That's all for mental health.
I get that for sure.
Well, seriously, I wake up in the morning and I see your Instagram and your workouts, and I'm like, okay, I can do this. Danica's like at the gym at 10:00 at night, and
oh my god,
well, used to be. Now you're on your Peloton, which is.
Yeah.
Also,
My new
so
obsession.
great. Oh, the app is amazing. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
Working on a Peloton bike for our house.
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I can tell you all about them, and I can tell you about their payment plans too. They're amazing.
Yes. And you don't work for them.
I don't work for them. No, I should. My husband keeps saying, you need to contact Peloton and work for these people. I love them so much. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So do you have any tips for like, as far as physical education goes, being a teacher and a mom and a fitness fanatic, for keeping the kids active during this time?
I think, I think that's a really important piece is it depends where you are in Canada or North America or where you are in the world and the weather you're dealing with. We're very lucky in Vancouver that we've had this beautiful sunny weather and so we can get outside. But what I try to do with my kids is twice a day, once in the later morning and once in the later afternoon, I get outside with my kids. So no matter what is going on in the house and, how much work that we have to do, it's either my husband or myself. We're just like, let's go. Everybody get shoes on, a jacket, whatever you need. Let's get outside. And we typically don't have a plan when we do that. Our kids are really into biking right now. One of them's on one of those balance bikes and the other one's on a mountain bike. And so we just go around the neighborhood. We find kind of quiet streets in the neighborhood and we go biking and, through the grass fields and whatever. I think whatever works for your kids right now, I really recommend not trying to force anything. So, if your kids don't like biking, don't do biking right now. Like if they love their scooter, go on the scooter. If they prefer to walk, one of the activities we did that, I don't know very many kids that when you say, let's go on a half an hour walk, they're like, yeah, I really want to go walk around the block for half an hour. But one of the things we did was I made some scavenger hunts, some bingos. And so we brought that out and our kids ended up walking for like 45 minutes around the neighborhood looking for things like a red truck or a silver mailbox. And so that's a really good way to get your kids outside, kind of trick them to get outside.
Yeah.
With some really basic equipment. We bought some orange cones, some of those like you see on construction sites, like really basic orange cones, and you can make little obstacle courses or, if you have one ball, you can do something with that, or even some towels, lay them out. So there's lots of different things online. There's tons of ideas. If you have to be inside, Cosmic Kids Yoga is incredible for kids.
Our kids love that.
Go Noodle, the dance along on YouTube. Those are awesome.
Nice. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so thinking back to Beautycounter, do you want to tell us a little bit about...
Tell us about Beautycounter.
Yeah.
And
sure. I'll tell you about the company. And then what I really hope to do for your listeners is just give them some information that they may not know so that they can shop for safer products. So the one thing I do love about Beautycounter, I'm not a salesperson by nature, but what I love about the company is they're an education first company. And the goal with the company is to get safer products into the hands of everyone. And that is not Beautycounter products. That is just safer products in general. And so my mission is to always arm people with information and then allow them to make informed choices. So that's, first and foremost, what I love about the company. I joined as a consultant purely for the discount on products for my own family. Because when I found out they had this never list of 1,400 ingredients that were either harmful or questionable that they didn't include, I thought, oh, thank you. This is what I've been looking for. And I got my calculator out and it was cheaper for me to sign up to be a consultant to get the discount on all the products I wanted. What surprised me that I didn't realize would happen, I'm very type A. And so when I find something that I truly love and believe in, I really work hard and give it my all. And that just kind of happened with Beautycounter without me planning for that. And so it's turned into a full business. And the biggest surprise of all has been the community of women that I've met through the business is other, just like you two, educated, passionate, a lot of moms who are trying to juggle and find the balance and really want to help spread the word and pass on this information.
So as moms and as parents who are listening, I think especially during this time, we're all like trying so hard to stay healthy and keep our immune system boosted. Are there any recommendations you have for when we're looking to buy like hand sanitizers and lotions, and as the weather gets better, sunscreen and things that you could give us? Any recommendations?
Yeah, for sure. The first thing I think I want everybody to know, I find in Vancouver, like on the west coast of North America, people live very healthy lives in general. And so sometimes when I talk to people about safer products around our, in our community, they go, oh, yeah, I shop at this place. And, so I know I use safe products. The problem is in Canada, we just don't have the regulations to ensure that ingredients are safe. So when you see terms like natural or clean on the label, those have zero regulations around them. They don't necessarily mean what you think those words mean. It's the same when you see something like pediatrician approved or dermatologist recommended. Those may in fact be approved by a pediatrician or recommended by a dermatologist, and it may work for the skin condition that it's trying to treat, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the product is made with only safe ingredients. And so I think it's important that we all understand that. And I always encourage people to flip over the bottle and look at the ingredient label. And so whether that's hand sanitizers you're buying or hand soaps, which we're all going through so much of right now, and then slathering on lotion to soothe our dry hands. There's kind of I'll give you the top 3 ingredients that I look to avoid. So when I turn over the label and I look on it, the number 1 red flag for me is the word fragrance. So if you see that listed on the label, it might be the French word, which is parfum, which is Parfum. So it will either say fragrance or parfum. And in Canada and the United States, fragrance is considered a trade secret, and so it's a proprietary blend that the company does not have to disclose the ingredients. It may have only 3 ingredients in it. It may have 300 ingredients under that one term. In conventional products with a strong scent, often there is a group of chemicals called phthalates included in that fragrance, and phthalates are known hormone-disrupting chemicals.
Interesting.
Okay, so I have this random hand sanitizer that I just looking at that I bought at a gas station. And let's see, it says all clean and natural is the title. Let's have a look and see if it actually
That's actually good. I know that brand. It's a great Canadian company.
Yay! Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's 62% alcohol.
Yeah, which just so your listeners know, with hand sanitizers, you want to make sure you have at least 60% alcohol because that's what's going to kill the germs.
Okay. Purified water, peppermint essential oil, spearmint essential oil, lemongrass essential oil, and vegetable glycerin.
Yeah.
So it passes.
So All Clean Natural is an excellent Canadian brand. I use their products too, and I have that exact hand sanitizer. Essential oils are fantastic ways to scent products. So companies that are working towards being safer and having clean, safe ingredients are going to use essential oils to scent their products, and they will typically list those on the label so that there's nothing hidden or undisclosed. And those are the companies that I prefer to shop with, ones that are fully transparent about their ingredients. So fragrance is the number 1 for me. The second one is parabens, which I mentioned already. Those are known hormone disrupting chemicals. When I talk about hormone disrupting, it means that that chemical will act like a hormone in your body. So parabens mimic estrogen in your body, and then it tricks your body into thinking it has more estrogen, and it can knock your hormones off balance.
Wow, interesting. I feel like I slightly have like heard, I don't know, I've never heard somebody say it so clearly. Like I've heard parabens are not good for you, but I haven't heard like directly affects your hormones. Like that's crazy.
It is. It's absolutely mind-boggling. And once you know it, you can't unknow it. And all of us know somebody, we're in our 30s, and all of us know somebody that struggled with fertility. All of us are seeing younger girls who are reaching puberty way younger than we did. And a lot of this has been attributed to endocrine disrupting chemicals because our hormones are being thrown out of whack. So
see, I always just thought like that for me is enough to make me take it very seriously, because I've always seen a naturopath for years and gone on and off so many things due to my hormones, because I struggle with anxiety, and it gets really bad when I'm out of balance around my period, my menstrual cycle. And so that is enough for me to go, okay, I need to change my makeup. Not that I thought it was more for health concerns, or that it could be possible cancer causing, which it's not like, that's not serious to me. It's just that you hear of so many, there's so many things that, is cancer causing. So it's hard to know what to take seriously and what to not, So, but yeah, that's pretty concrete.
Yeah.
I do think, personally for me, the endocrine disruptors, the hormone disrupting chemicals are the ones that I really try to avoid, because those wreak havoc on our body on a whole spectrum of health concerns. So like you said, there's definitely the parabens have been found in breast tissue of breast cancer patients. So there is some links to it being them be carcinogenic. But I know what you're saying. We hear nowadays all the time, like, that's cancer, that's cancer.
Yeah.
And so we're like, what can we do? But on a smaller scale, it can affect your hormones just in your daily life. And like you said, it can exacerbate your PMS symptoms and cause things like infertility and early onset puberty.
And if you can do something as simple as avoid those things, why wouldn't you? So, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Danica and I, when we got together for coffee, like a couple months ago, starting to talk about, because I was curious about Beautycounter, and I was asking her some questions about clean beauty. One of my big things was, I dye my hair, I highlight my hair, and I also love getting my nails done, and I love gel nails. And it's funny because now, because of COVID, I'm not able to do either of those things. Danica recommended a nail polish, Butter, I think. Is it Butter one of them? It was a nail polish that doesn't, I think you sent it to me, that doesn't have the top 7 chemicals.
Yes, there's nail polish. They call them 5 free, 7 free, 9 free, and there's basically 9 really toxic ingredients that they put in nail polishes. And so if you can shop for ones that are either called 7 free or 9 free, those are the best ones to shop with.
Okay.
And you can easily Google those. You can find a list just by searching 9 free nail polishes online. Yeah. And I also do have some recommendations for some, but you know what? Because we hadn't talked about this beforehand, it slipped my mind.
That's okay. No, you sent them to me.
We put you on the spot. We put you on the spot. We're sorry.
Now I have to go write an article for my website about nail polishes.
Yes. Well, yeah, because I think so many of my friends are like, oh my God, my nails are horrible right now. Because it's become one of these things that's sort of like a nice luxury to do as a mom and to get your nails done. But I always question, like, when they're doing the gel process, I'm like, this feels so unnatural, and it can't, toxic, and it can't be good for you. And so I actually have this 7 free, the one you told me, nail polish on right now. Good. Yeah, and I'm like, it's actually pretty nice. I kind of like it. So it's good. And then I loved how you posted last week or a couple weeks ago about hair dyes. Brie actually did my hair for me at home.
Awesome.
But I was very curious about what are the best hair dyes to use. So yeah, Danica has a whole thing on her blog about.
Yeah, I wrote an article on my website. The website's knowbetterlife.ca, KNOW, and I have been asked a lot recently about hair dyes and people saying, what are some better options? And so I did a little bit of research and then put some. I think there's about 8 to 10 options listed there. They are not non-toxic, so there are still some ingredients in there that are unwanted that we would prefer not to put on our hair or our skin. But in terms of the spectrum of what is out there, those ones that I listed are safer.
Yeah. Well, you said to me before when we talked about hair dyes and nail polish and stuff, you're like, you know what, you just have to find balance, right? Like, and
eliminate what you can, and yeah.
It's totally overwhelming when you start going down this path. You know, there's your cookware and your Tupperwares and your cleaning products, and so it can be really overwhelming. And I always just recommend start with one area of your home and just make it a goal to try and do better in that area, and then slowly over time you can incorporate safer products into all those different areas.
Awesome.
And sorry, I was going to mention on the top, we were talking about hormone disrupting chemicals, and one of the things you can easily do too when you're shopping is try to shop for products that are in glass rather than plastic. So most of us nowadays know to avoid plastics with BPA, bisphenol A in it, because that is not good for us or our babies. But if you can shop, glass is much better for the environment. It is much more easily recycled, and none of the chemicals from plastics can leach into your products, and with glass that doesn't happen. So that's another easy way to avoid.
What about metal too?
Metal too is okay. I believe stainless steel, you see a lot of stainless steel water bottles right now, that's okay too. You're not going to get chemicals leaching out.
And what about, because I've heard about soup out of a can is sometimes not good.
So the reason being that a lot of conventional soup brands actually line their cans with plastic. So it's not the metal from the can, it's the plastic inside that has BPA in it.
Interesting.
So if you're buying canned foods, if you're buying canned vegetables or soups, look for on the label, you'll see it actually says BPA free.
Okay. Good to know.
Oh my goodness. So many good things to know.
Yeah.
You can text me anytime when you're out shopping going, oh God, what do I look for?
Yes. And you know what? I have to say, every time I've asked Danica a question about anything, she's gotten back to me so quickly and with so much information. You're such a wealth of knowledge. It's incredible. Yeah.
Thank you. That's my goal. That was the whole goal of starting No Better Life, was to be able to be a resource of information for people. And I certainly do not have all the answers, but I am very good at finding the answers. So I know that one of my strengths is connecting with people and being able to find information. And so that's what I hope to be able to help people with.
As far as Beautycounter goes, can you just talk to us about some of, like, as far as some of the family products that they have? I mean, obviously they have makeup products. Well, sorry, not obviously to some listeners, but maybe you could just kind of describe some of your favorite things, and if people are looking at Beautycounter.
Sure. I mean, for me, the reason why I'm such a huge fan and advocate of them is because it's so easy. It's a one-stop shop for me. So I do use some other products, and I will, at the end, I'll tell you some other brands that I know are safer that people can shop, because Beautycounter is not an accessible price point for everybody. And I realize that. They're, I would say, probably mid to higher range. So some of their products are mid-range. They're trying to come out with new products that are lower range, but there's definitely some higher price point items too. So they have everything. They have, Bree and Stina, you both just purchased some makeup, so you know that they have clean cosmetics that perform really well. They also have 3 different lines of skincare to target all different skin types and skin goals. They have so many treatment products. They just launched a brand new vitamin C serum today that's incredible. What I love about what the company is doing is when they are trying to provide safer solutions through products. So they realize there's this kind of health crisis in our personal care products with the unregulated industry. And we're trying to educate people about it. We're also trying to advocate at a government level. And then we're trying to provide safer solutions, but that actually perform. So
that's what I was going to say. And I think that maybe a question that would come up is, well, does it perform as well? Right.
And and our CEO, Greg Renfrew, that was when she started the company, that is what she wanted. She wanted to marry the beauty industry, the best of the beauty industry with the best of the health and wellness industry. And so that's what Beautycounter really is it's a marriage of those two. And so our chief creative officer is a celebrity makeup artist. So any of the makeup has to be able to perform on celebrities. You'll see it on the red carpet. You'll see it at the Golden Globes. So it has to be high quality, really high performing products. Their skincare, I've been with them for 4 years. Their skincare has come so far. When I first started 4 years ago, we had some good skincare products, but nothing compared to what they have now. They have a team of scientists who help formulate these products, and it's just incredible. And the training they provide us when we get to learn about the science behind the skincare is really amazing too. So they also do have baby products, which I love because they're unscented and they're so gentle. I use them on both of my kids. They have a kids line, a kids bath collection that is great for when your kids get to be kind of two plus. And then they have bath and body products. They have a men's line now called Counterman. It's got this very nice woodsy, earthy, I like to call it manly scent. And I actually love the men's products for myself as well. My husband uses them too. I should mention my husband was a huge skeptic when I first got involved in Beautycounter, and he was like, no, I am not, using any of this stuff. And then slowly over time, I've just been kind of creeping it in. And now he's a huge fan and he will tell people about it. And, he uses only their shampoo and only their body wash. And
really? Wow.
Yeah. Wow. And sunscreen, you mentioned sunscreen earlier. Because in Vancouver, we're very lucky with this weather and we're all starting to think about sunscreen. Unfortunately, our friends in Ontario and Calgary still have snow. But
yeah, sorry, guys.
But soon you'll have to worry about sunscreen. Sunscreen is another product that can have some really nasty ingredients in it. The state of Hawaii actually banned 2 ingredients called oxybenzone and octinoxate from the entire state of Hawaii. You cannot buy a brand of sunscreen with either of those 2 ingredients. Those are chemical sunscreen ingredients that actually destroy coral reefs. And they are found in over 4,000 brands of sunscreen.
No way.
No way. Oh my goodness.
That are no longer allowed in the state of Hawaii. The FDA actually just proved last year that those 2 chemicals, oxybenzone and octinoxate, as well as 2 others, enter the bloodstream when you apply it to your skin. So they're really not chemicals that you want on your body. They are not good for the aquatic life or coral reefs.
Okay, we need to make a list for our blog.
Yes,
so everyone
for sure.
can come back to, and I want to come back. I want to be able to refer back to a list of everything that you're saying too. So we'll make.
Yeah, and I have all of this information, so I can definitely share. If you're looking for ingredients, there's some great options nowadays. Or for sunscreen, there's some great options, and you just want to be looking for a mineral sunscreen that's formulated with either zinc oxide or titanium dioxide.
Okay. So, did you want to just summarize a little bit everything you've sort of said here and go over your top tips for shopping for safe ingredients for us?
Sure.
I know you've shared those with us.
My top tips are read the ingredient label. So flip over the label. Don't just look at the beautiful pictures and the nice green eco-friendly terms and writing on the front. Flip it over and read the ingredient label. The top 2 ingredients to look for are fragrance. If it does have fragrance, it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad, but I personally don't buy products with fragrance because it's undisclosed. Parabens, so any ingredient that ends with the word paraben, I would also put back on the shelf.
So Danica, can you tell me, is the product considered cruelty? It's all cruelty free?
Yeah, so Beautycounter is Leaping Bunny certified. So they're totally cruelty free. They're also a B Corporation. So B Corporations are companies that have to be certified by B Corporation, and they have to consider people, the planet, and profit equally in business. So their business cannot just be about profit. They have to meet certain criteria that B Corporation set. Patagonia is one of the companies that, I feel like is the gold standard of B Corporations. And they're part of that. So Beautycounter is also B Corporation and yes, Leaping Bunny certified. A lot of their products are also vegan, gluten-friendly, nut-friendly. They have all of that information. They're fully transparent, so you can find all of that information available if you have any of those concerns.
Okay.
Awesome. So you mentioned you would share with us a few of your favorite brands, safer brands for kids and babies. Do you mind?
Okay, so the ones that we have in our house right now that I love, Everyone Products. It's also a Canadian company and it's also a B Corporation, and they have a really good price point for their products. So you'll find huge tubs of their lotion or 3-in-1 body wash shampoo. I know that they have them at Whole Foods. They have them at other grocery stores as well, and you can buy them online. Well.ca has them usually if they're not out of stock. They've been very popular lately. But that is a great company. Attitude is also a great company you can purchase online. Aliva Naturals has some good products. Some of the Aveeno Baby, so there's a few if you're looking for baby products. Some of the Aveeno Baby are good, but you do have to read the ingredient labels there. Earth Mama Organics has some great ones as well. And if you're looking for a nail polish for kids, Piggy Paint is a really good one.
Oh, cute. And where can you get that?
So Piggy Paint, we actually buy it at, when I used to take the kids to get their haircuts at Melon Heads.
Oh,
they have it there.
yes. Okay.
But West Coast Kids has it as well in Vancouver, and you can look online. There's many outfits online that would sell Piggy Paint too.
Okay. Great.
Awesome. Okay, I have a couple more questions for you.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, what are your favorite ways to take care of yourself? Being such a busy mama and doing all these things that you're doing right now, do you have a few self-care tips, or do you want to just share with us how you take care of yourself?
Yeah, I think for the first thing I like to tell people about self-care is so individual. So the things that I do for myself might be really different than what Bree does or what you do, Stina. I think it's important to not base your self-care off what somebody else does. So for me, Stina, you've already mentioned that I'm a fitness fanatic. I don't know if that's how I describe myself, but I definitely, for my self-care, I have to exercise every day, and I have to do like sweaty exercise every day. And that really helps my mental health. So it helps my anxiety, keep that at bay, and helps me to de-stress. So that's a really important one for me. I have found that taking care of my skin over the years has really helped, and it's made me feel more confident in leaving the house without any makeup on and just feeling more confident in my skin in general. So I'll do a charcoal mask once a week, or I really stick to my regular 5 or 6 step skincare regimen every day.
Nice. I love the charcoal mask, the Beautycounter. Oh my goodness. It feels so good.
Yeah, I did the peel last night, and that I woke up. Oh my gosh, my skin was so nice when I woke up. Yeah, it felt.
I know.
So
I always
soft.
say it makes your skin feel like, you know how your young babies have like the softest skin. It makes your skin feel like that again.
It really does, and you feel like I said. I just want to reiterate, we are not being paid for this, but like I actually like it's the first time I've put makeup on where I feel like it's if it feels natural and it actually looks good. Like you don't feel like I put blush on, like I was saying to Stina, I can't remember the last time I put blush on, it didn't feel cakey, and it actually was lasting. Like it lasted. I didn't just put it on and it like went away. And then the eyebrow brush, and I'm sorry.
The eyebrow gel.
Yeah, I know.
I know. Like I just have to say, like I'm thoroughly impressed. I really am. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad. It's really important to me when I help new clients, especially that, you find the things that work for you, that are what you're looking for and that fit into your budget.
And the thing, I think also there's so much out there. It's so competitive, this beauty market. It's just so hard to know. Like, I don't know. I mean, I've always been a Shoppers Drug Mart, go buy my stuff at Shoppers. Never really, I'm not like a huge product person. I wear makeup, but I've never been one of those people that's like, I'm really going to invest in my makeup. I'm like, go to Shoppers Drug Mart, get some blush, whatever, but I can see me actually seeing the benefits of doing this, and then having somebody like you to say, like, when I send my order in and you're like, that's probably the wrong color for you. And I think I was hoping I was going to be a lot more tanned than I am. And you sent back the perfect color foundation. So it was nice to just have somebody to answer my questions and yeah, I don't know. And then it was really fun to just the way that they have it set up on their website where we did that little package.
Yeah.
It's the perfect way to be able to try the product, right? And
that's called the Flawless in 5, which is so easy. And I actually don't love the name because I don't think any of us are flawless, or do we ever feel flawless?
Yeah.
Nor should we be striving for that. So I don't love the name, but I love the package. It's a really good price point, especially you were both new clients, and so you got 20% off.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing I just want to let your listeners know is, there's a lot of questions about Beautycounter and the type of business model that it is. And what I love that is so unique about it is that it's a direct-to-consumer multi-channel brand. And so if you both loved shopping with me and having your own personal clean beauty shopper being able to help you and answer all your questions.
Yeah.
And if some people don't want that, they can shop on the beautycounter.com and the e-commerce website without a consultant. They absolutely don't need to have a personal shopper help them. They can also shop, not right now during this global pandemic, but usually we have our flagship store open in New York City. We have a store in Denver. We have a store opening in LA this summer, hopefully. And then we have other pop-ups opening usually in the summer, East Hampton and Nantucket. And then we've done strategic partnerships over the years with Goop and with J. Crew and with Target. So it's a completely multi-channel brand. We are trying to appeal to how consumers want to shop.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Okay. I have one more question for you.
And then we'll let you out of your closet.
Yeah. We'll get out of the car. You've been sharing tips on Instagram for boosting your immunity. So I was hoping that you would share with our listeners today just a few of your favorite ways to boost your immunity. And one of them I've been trying to do after my runs, and it's so hard.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Cold showers.
My husband is all over that.
Is he?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Wim Hofing, does he know? Yeah.
Oh yeah, we watched the Goop episode. Yeah, so fascinating.
It's so interesting. What I love about that little Goop series on Netflix is just it's such short little clips that introduces you to these trending health topics right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is. Cold showers are definitely one if you want to help boost your immunity, decrease the inflammation in your body, speed up your recovery time if you're working out. Cold showers are the way to go. What I like to do with the cold showers is I like to do them right after I worked out, so I'm already pretty hot and appreciate a little bit of cool water.
Yeah.
I don't like to do them if I'm already cold.
Yeah.
And I also start with the water sort of lukewarm and then make it colder as I get used to it.
Okay.
My husband will often come in and test the water and say, "This isn't cold enough." I'll have to make it colder. Definitely some other ways, reducing your sugar intake, which I will admit I am not doing right now. I am so on the junk food train with all this
hard right now.
Quarantining.
Yeah.
But sugar is not great for your immunity. So if you can reduce the amount of sugar, at least the processed, the white sugar that you're consuming, drinking a lot of water. There's so many tips really for immunity. That's, I think, a whole other podcast topic.
Yeah, probably.
But those would be the basic ones to start with.
Water, reduce sugar. Cold showers.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can only do 10 seconds this morning. I came back from my run. I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. So I started off hot, washed my hair in the hot. And then I was like, okay, I put it to lukewarm. And then I put it to the freezing cold. And I was like, 1, 2, 3. And I only counted to 10 and I had to turn it off.
The first 10 seconds is the hardest and it actually gets easier.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It gets easier, I find, after 10 seconds. Yeah. Because it's, when you just first jump into the ocean or a freezing cold pool, it takes a moment for you, like you feel like you're going to die. And then and then it's like, okay, my body's just getting numb. Now I'm getting used to it. Yeah. So that's what happens. But anyways, for listeners, you should go watch the Goop episode on the cold shower, the benefits of cold.
Wim Hof, and
Wim
look up.
Hof,
I'm interested in his breathing techniques too. Those are meant to help with your immunity and reduce stress in your life. So Wim Hof, he's called the Iceman, I believe, on Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Amazing. Well,
Thanks,
thank you
Danica.
so much.
Sorry,
for
it was
coming
a bit
today.
of a rough start with the baby and the car and the getting everything organized, but we did it. We powered through. So
Yeah.
We did it. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me on. I love sharing information, and I'm always here if you have more questions.
How can our listeners reach you? Just one more time. What's the best way?
So I'm very active on Instagram under Know Better Life. So KNOW, Know Better Life, and then I have a website as well, knowbetterlife.ca, and I'm trying to put up more information there that kind of the most common questions that people ask me. I'm trying to put up some resources there for you. I did want to leave your listeners with one resource that I use to check safe ingredients and safety of products, and that's the Environmental Working Group's website. They have a Skin Deep database, so it's ewg.org/Skin Deep, and it's an incredible database. It is not linked to, it's not affiliated with any other companies. It's bipartisan, nonprofit, and you can plug in any product that you have. If you have a Nivea face cream or whatever it is at home, you can put that into the search and it will come out with a safety rating, give you all the ingredients listed in there, and tell you more about the safety of the product. So it's a really great resource. I use it all the time.
fantastic. Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you so much for coming on the
rest of your
podcast,
day.
and we will keep you updated.
Have you ever heard of Hygge? If you follow Stina and I on Instagram, you'll see that we love Hygge. It's one of our favorite things. There is no English word that directly translates from the Danish word hygge. It is often related to coziness during the colder months. However, to us, hygge means creating warmth, love, and togetherness by spending time with the ones you love all year round. We want to take a quick moment to tell you about our latest project, the Hygge Family Box. It's a curated selection of our favorite local gifts aimed to bring families together and delivered right to you. Our mission is to bring families together and create presentness by being in the moment with the people you care about. This is what hygge is all about. It is a Danish word that means coziness, warmth, and togetherness. Every item in our Hygge Family Box has been carefully selected by Lisa from Giving Gifts and Stina and Bree from the Mindful Mummies. They are all beautiful gifts that we use in our homes and with our own families to create a warm and inviting environment filled with special, meaningful moments. Our seasonal family box will help you effortlessly spend quality time with your loved ones while learning and trying new things together along the way. So grab your family, open the Hygge Family Box, and let's get hyggelig! For more information on the Hygge Family Box, you can follow us on Instagram at the Hygge Family Box or visit our website at themindfulmummies.com. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast today. We hope you're finding it comforting and helpful along this crazy journey of parenting. If you like what you're hearing and you enjoy listening to our podcast, we would so appreciate it if you would subscribe and leave a quick review. Also, if you want to find out more about us, you can follow us on Instagram at The Mindful Mummies or visit our website at themindfulmummies.com. There you'll find all sorts of resources, our blog, and some background information. Thanks again and have a great day.